Okay, we're here with Samantha, one half of Marian Hill. Thank you for doing this with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I'm excited.
Okay, so we're gonna get started. Where are you right now? Are you in New York?
I'm in Los Angeles.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah, I moved in 2022, kind of like a COVID, pick up all my things and try something new.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, so much for New York.
Yeah, I love New York and Jeremy is still there. So
Yeah.
I still have a foothold there and I love the city so much, but I was there for a decade and on and off and I felt like it was time to just try something new. I wanted
Yeah.
to do the solo project and just felt like I needed some new energy. So,
Cool. Cool,
yeah.
cool. All right, so Flash in the Pan explores self-reflection, uncertainty, and the passage of time. Can you tell me a little bit more about the song, the single, the lyrics?
Yeah. Yeah. So I wanted to start the solo project in 2020. Clearly that didn't happen for multiple reasons, but mostly because of COVID and everything felt really strange. So it got put on hold, and I felt like I turned 30 in my childhood bedroom, and it was pretty jarring. It was 2020, and my friends were starting to get married and have kids, and I felt like I was at this weird crossroads. I feel like you hit 30 and you think you're supposed to have everything figured out, and I know that's so dumb because do we ever really? Like, no.
No.
Naively. So, but I was just like really feeling it. And over the last few years, I've really struggled to figure out. I put so much pressure on myself to kind of have this perfect release, and I'm so lucky that I had the success with the band. And I wanted to. I tried to figure out a way to incorporate Marian Hill into my solo project, but I was working with a lot of people and writing things that didn't feel authentic to me. And anyway, so the more time that I took to sort of figure this out, I was really starting to feel like a flash in the pan. And it turns out the longer it takes, the less people really start to care, especially
Really? You think
in this
so?
day and age. Yeah, just
Yeah,
feeling like,
because everyone's attention span is getting shorter.
yeah. Yeah, and the business is so fickle and
Yes.
it's changed so much in the last 10 years, at least from when we started. I'm sure you know,
Sure.
you understand from like the blog days and we were
Sure.
signed, gone through like a lot. So yeah, so the song is about getting a little bit older and feeling like your time has passed and I love a little bit of like glitz and showbiz and I really
Mhm.
had fun kind of playing with that character and in that world.
So does this single is it a precursor of what the album's gonna sound like, your solo album?
Yeah, I think I'm still sort of figuring that out. I think I'm going to waterfall everything into an EP, but I didn't want to put pressure on myself to write an entire album yet. I wanted to start with just a few songs and see how it felt, and then kind of go from there. But definitely a blueprint for sure.
Very cool. Well, I can't wait to hear it all, you
Thank
know.
you. Thanks.
Um, you're not straying away from your jazz and pop sound, that's for sure, from Marian Hill.
Yeah.
I don't think you are anyways. It's very jazz centric if you ask me.
Thanks. The flash in the pan.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, again, like I love that stuff but I did it for 10 years and we're still working on stuff, but I wanted to give myself permission to do something really different and just to have this project and not feel beholden to sort of what came before.
Hmm.
Um, so yes, and future songs will have even a little bit more of that, I think. But yeah, I couldn't let it go completely.
Right, right. Act One for Marian Hill.
Yeah.
I love that album,
Thank you.
but only one single really got its shine. I don't
Yeah.
understand why that was or that why that is.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't get it.
Right. Yeah. Are you talking about Down
Yeah,
specifically?
Down
Yeah.
and the whole album was just amazing, I think so.
Thank
Because it was
you.
very different for its time when it was released and all that stuff.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. God, it's, you know what? The business is so funny. And I think sometimes you just get lucky and sometimes you hit a moment and sometimes it carries through and sometimes it doesn't.
Mhm.
Um, I think we were, when we released One Time and Got It, I feel like our earlier work still was kind of like I don't know, like the most, I don't know, like the touchstone. It was just like the most, it's what people connected with the most. It's still sort of like our most streamed songs, which is really funny up until now. Um, and I think, and when we were putting out the album, we did the deluxe, and I think we tried to include like all of that to sort of show that this is like our sonic template going forward. And we got really lucky with Down. You know, we made kind of like weird, alt sort of left of center pop music in a way
Yeah.
that we often had a hard time. I think people were often like searching or confused about where to put us and kind of how to define us. And I think
Mhm.
that's our strength, but also sometimes was difficult for us. And so it's kind of tough. I think we got really lucky with Down, and sometimes it carries over and sometimes it doesn't.
Right, right. Um, what's different this time around going solo versus Marian Hill? Obviously, Jeremy's not
Yeah.
picture, but what's
Yeah.
different for you?
Yeah. I just, like I said, I spent so much time in Marion Hill, and the last few years have been kind of chaotic. And I felt like I wanted a chance to tell my own stories because Marion Hill, I write with Jeremy, and it's a very specific thing. But
Mhm.
I just wanted a chance to strike out on my own, and I wanted something that was mine, and I wanted the authority to make creative decisions in ways that you can't always in a partnership. And we work very closely together on that, and I just wanted sort of an outlet that gave me the freedom to kind of explore what I was going through.
Cool. Is Marian Hill over or just on hiatus or what's
No, just on hiatus.
okay.
Yeah, we're both working on some solo stuff, and actually Jeremy just released an album, which is great.
Oh,
I should go stream it. But yeah, yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, so we're just on hiatus and just taking some time to kind of explore our own solo endeavors.
great. How difficult is it? I mean, we touched upon this already. How difficult is it to stay afloat in the music business? I mean, we said it's fickle and it is
Yeah,
fickle. Uh,
yeah,
do you feel pressure putting out like another song? Do you feel like that pressure?
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Or
I
to
think,
become like huge and big like downwards, you know?
yeah, it's such a good question. It depends on the day. I
Mhm.
feel like I again feel so lucky that I had the success in the band and we did so many cool things. Um, I would say I would love to have a big song, which would be great, but I'm sort of searching for different opportunities for this. I would say SNL would be great.
Yeah, yeah.
But if it doesn't happen, I'm just really looking forward, like I said, to kind of writing my own songs and telling sort of a more personal side to my life and myself. Um,
Or
but yeah,
move.
I mean, it would be. I also have to make a living, so so it'd be
Well, yeah,
great
yeah,
for me to
yeah.
pop
Of course,
off.
of course.
But but
Or
yeah,
like a movie placement would be good too, like a sound like
yeah,
a soundtrack. Because I could see this
yeah.
as part the song part of the soundtrack, really.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's cool.
it would be so. It's so funny too because like I took so many things for granted, like being in a partnership and having like a huge team. And this project's very DIY. And I mean, there are things I'm like tech stuff. I'm like, wait, what stems do I need? Like, how do I upload this? Like, my back end is a mess. It was like, where, where are
That's
my people to help me?
right, right. You don't have a big team anymore.
Yeah, no, and it's very very humbling. So
Yeah.
check in with me in like a month, see how it's going. But
Well,
but
that's so funny.
yeah, yeah.
Matty Vogel directed Flash in the Pan. What was it like working with him? Because he worked with some big names too.
Yeah, Maddie's amazing. He's so talented, and I was so nervous about the creative because it's my first time doing it on my own, and it's weird when like all the creative decisions kind of fall at your feet,
Mhm.
which I guess is what I signed up for, but still. And he just made it so easy and so comfortable, and he's worked, like you said, with like huge names and huge artists, and I just felt lucky that he was so nice to work with and supportive and had the time.
Did you work with him beforehand or no?
No,
So this is
no,
your
this is
first
the first
time.
time. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
So what's what's next for you? Are you going to go on tour behind this EP, upcoming EP, solo EP?
I would love to, but definitely I'm not in the next couple months. I think the earliest that would happen is probably summer of next year, just so I have time to roll everything out and
Okay.
make sure I have candidly enough songs to play live.
And do you have any idea where you would take this, like nationally or just select cities or
I mean, I'd love to find like an opening slot on a tour. So I love touring. It's one of my favorite things about this job. So